Hi, this is Green Philosophy. This is a reading of Charles Lane from Life in the Woods from 1844. Charles Lane lived from 1800 to 1870. He was Bronson Alcott's coadjutor in the short-lived commune at the Fruitlands between 1843 and 1844. A man of ascetic tendencies, Lane lived thereafter with the Shakers for a time. In some ways, his essay uncannily anticipates Thoreau's Walden experiment the next year. Thoreau doubtless read it, and he may have been thinking about it years later when he titled this book about the experience Walden or Life in the Woods from 1854. This is not to say that Thoreau would have seen eye to eye with Lane on all points. Although Lane was strongly drawn to a life of seclusion from mundane society, he was but no less convinced that for most people the right way to go was through association than through solitude. Still, Thoreau might well have been more hardened than otherwise by his fellow Transcendentalist interests in imagining a form of viable amalgamation of secession from versus retention of ties with society. One can also think of Walden as a direct retort to Lane's practical objections to a solo retreat. The experiment of a true wilderness life by a white person must be very rare. He is not born for it, he is not natured for it. He lacks the essential qualities as well as the physical substance for such a life, and the notion of entering it must be considered merely an interesting dream. Some amalgamation may, however, be possible, and to unite the advantages of the two modes has doubtless been the aim of many. Even now we hear of some individuals of whom the world might hopefully rely to become eminent even amongst the worthy, betaking themselves from the busy haunts of men to a more select and secluded life. But will they succeed in wrestling against their increased natural needs and their remaining civic wants, diminished as these may be? On trial, as on due consideration, it will be found that this is not a very promising course. By the time the hut is built, the rudest furniture constructed, the wood chopped, the fire burning, the bread grown and prepared, the whole time will be exhausted, and no interval remain for comfortably clothing the body, for expansion in art or for recreation, by the book or pen. This but faintly promises to be the mode by which the pure in heart shall escape the pressures and burdens which prevent the full and happy development of the soul. Of those who have sought a recluse life on a religious basis, it has been remarked that solitude is a state suitable only to the best or to the worst. The average caste of humanity cannot be much benefited by it. It is not a condition in which human beings can be brought into the world, and it is rarely a condition in which they should attempt to remain in it. The austerities pertaining in silence and solitude may improve the very bad. They may leave uninjured the very good, but such as are in the process of improvement, an association of some kind seems more suitable, as it is evidently more natural.